Hi everyone, my name's Nadia, as you all know by now, and today I will be doing a demonstrative speech on how to train your dog. I know that we all have different choices for pets, like some people enjoy cats, others enjoy snakes, and some people even have, let's say, llamas. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go out and buy yourself a pet. I mean, where are you going to keep a llama? But pets do make for enjoyable company. Personally, I enjoy dogs. They're loyal and obedient and can be great companions. The downside is that they weren't born to heed to your every will. You've got to train them to do it. So lucky for you, I'm here to show you exactly how to train your dog with patience and reward. First things first, you're going to need to find yourself or steal yourself a dog. Once you've acquired a dog, it's important that you get your dog some treats. Make sure that it's something he or she enjoys. Like today, I'm going to be using this strange, waxy chicken-like substance. It looks kind of gross, but my dog enjoys it, and that's all that really matters. So once you have a treat and you know that your dog enjoys it, you can begin training your dog. I'm going to start by showing you how to train your dog how to sit. First things first, you're going to need to get your dog's attention and let him know that you have a treat. Once you have his attention, you're going to have him stand, and of course my dog already knows this trick. You're going to have him stand, and then you're going to guide his nose so that he sees the treat and keeps lifting his head until he sits his butt down. And when he does, you tell him, "Good boy," and you reward him with the treat. Just like us, practice makes perfect. You're going to have to constantly practice with your dog and teach him how to sit every day. Once your furry friend understands what sit means, you can move on to teaching your dog how to stay. Now that your dog understands sit, he needs to learn stay. So again, we're going to use the same technique where we have the treat and we've got his attention, and then we're going to ask him to stay. Stay. And it could be for a brief few seconds or even a minute. Sometimes it can be even longer, up to an hour, where you ask your dog to stay in one position. But once your dog stays, reward him with the treat. Good boy. Remember, it's important to let your dog know what a good job he's doing. Once your dog understands stay, you can practice by walking away from your dog and asking him to stay in that position. Stay. Good boy. And because he did good, you tell him, "Good dog," and give him another treat. Now that your dog knows sit and stay, it's time to move on to the third basic training step, and that is to come when you call him. My dog has selective hearing, which is my way of saying they don't always listen. So learning to come when you call isn't the easiest task. But let me show you how to do it. At a sit, you're going to ask your dog to stay where he is. Stay. Make sure that he knows you have a treat. After walking away from your dog like you practice at the stay, you're going to ask him to come, making sure he sees the treat. Come. Good boy. Now that you've trained your dog the three basic commands, sit, stay, and come, you can move on to the more fun tricks, such as paw, high five, and roll over. Let me show you how. Of course, a favorite is asking them to give you a paw, which doesn't require much effort. You just grab their leg, say paw, and they should give you their paw. And I mean, it takes a couple tries, but eventually they'll get the hang of it. So when you ask paw, they give you their paw. Good boy. Once your dog knows how to give you a paw, you can move up and ask him to give you a high five. High five. Good boy. This requires a little more effort than getting them to give you a paw. They're going to need to learn how to give you a paw really well first before you ask them to give you both. And then, of course, a favorite is asking your dog to roll over for you. First, you're going to need to teach your dog to lay down. You do this by pointing at the ground, leading your dog's nose to the floor. and pulling the treat away from him so that he'll lay down. Good boy, you reward him with giving him a treat. Once your dog understands lay down, you can go ahead and ask him to roll over. You do this by giving a little shove in one direction with your hand and asking him to roll over. Eventually, he'll get the hang of it. Now that you've taught your dog these 3 basic commands, plus a few little circus tricks on the side, you have a loyal and obedient friend. A disobedient dog can be incredibly frustrating, so it's important that you teach your dog these tricks early on. It's also important that during training, you remain patient and calm, and you reward them with praise and treats. Positive reinforcement is always a good thing when training your dog. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I hope that you take this into consideration next time you want to train a dog.